I'm Emma.
I'm Karen.
And we are Two Girls in a Great Big World.
And today, I got a book review for you.
What book do you have for us today, Karen?
I have Gaining Ground by Forrest Pritchard. I have to say, I really enjoyed this book. It was a good book.
What books don't you enjoy, though?
I'll get back to you on that. Yeah. Okay, but this book that I really enjoyed, I have to say, it made me want to go out and buy a cow.
Even after your fair experience?
Even after fair, even after Frankie busted the door, I gotta say, I want to go and buy a cow. I want to go buy some chickens and have me a little farm. A little background on him is that he has a degree in English and a degree in geology, but his English degree is super evident because the man can write, let me tell you.
Maybe he can fix up some emails for me.
You know, that wouldn't be a bad idea. But, shush. I got a little bit of a sample for you. In the introduction alone, I'll just read it for you. A lot can be learned from baking cake. As a child, I helped my grandmother sift flour and crack eggs for her famous pound cakes, regional treasures she sold each Sunday morning in the parking lot after church. Having spent her formative years struggling through the Great Depression, she left nothing go to waste in her kitchen. With a practiced index finger, she wiped the eggshells clean before composting them. The previous week's newspaper spread out to capture sifted flour, ensuring that every speck was accounted for. She even saved her old butter wrappers, using them to grease the cake pans. Listen to this cake. It sounds so good. Fresh from the oven, her cakes emerged as golden encrusted halos, moist and fragrant, dense and delicious. Served as a thick wedge with a glass of fresh milk provided by our next door neighbor's dairy, they were the epitome of freshness, wholesomeness, wonderfulness. Yeah, that was like literally the first paragraph too. So if that cake makes you want to go read this book, or go eat cake and read this book,
What if I just want to eat cake?
You know, there's that option too. But he is from Berryville, Virginia, and his farm is called Smith Meadows Farm. And it's his story of how he essentially saved his family farm, which you can get from the first little, so that's not a spoiler, it says so right here. But not everything, obviously, is a success, and not everything is going to be a good idea. And I think he handles his failures with humor and just a learning experience for everybody, and they make for really funny little stories. At the end, he's taking his cow to the butcher, and the cow escapes and runs rampage through this little Amish town, and I love it. It was okay.
Frankie?
Maybe. It's obviously a bad situation, but it's so funny in here. He goes hoofo a mano, mano a mano, but hoof because it's a steer. Yeah. And then the police come at the end of the story.
Whoa.
And he said I'll just find you the quote. It was what page is this quote on? It is 292. Okay. So the police comes, and he said the police seemed to take it all in stride. I assumed there would at least be a ticket, something to the tune of failure to operate a steer without a steering wheel. After a few good chuckles, though, and a round of handshakes, the officers drove away in their cruisers. If I could talk. But I think it's just handled.
It's very well.
Yeah. Not a good situation, but it's
making the best out of a worse situation, yeah.
Yeah. I think this one part, though, kind of stuck out in my mind. It was about how, winter dreams create your summer. It's, page 289. Let me get this for you. So, all farms require a resident dreamer, someone to thumb through seed catalogs in the cold days of late January, imagining summer fields of squash and cucumbers, tomatoes, and sunflowers. Fall harvests are the reward of summer dreams. Someone must decide where the next fence should be placed, or conceive a clever new way to organize the market stand. On a farm, there's no shortage of little dreams needing to be dreamed.
That's very true.
I like that. Especially here we are in the 2nd of February, and obviously it's a nice day, but usually
it should be colder.
Last year, I think we were
on the edge of a snow week.
4 feet of snow. Yeah. So, and I know he talks about his dad a lot in this book, and he has a lot of get-rich-quick schemes, if you will, and I feel like some of them are harebrained attempts. One time he wanted to start a worm farm, Like the quote is, "Dreams sometimes dry up and fade away. Evidently, so can worms." So I really enjoyed this book, and if you're thinking about getting a cow, read this book and you will definitely buy a cow. And if you're not thinking about buying a cow, read this book and you'll think about buying a cow.
Who would you recommend this book for, Karen?
I think anybody with any interest in learning where your food comes from, because there's a lot of emphasis on grass-fed versus storm-fed or store-bought, grain-fed, mass-produced meat. I really liked it. And if anyone wants to go into farmers markets, obviously...
Well, then I guess I'll take a look at this book.
Yeah, you might want to. It's about farmers markets in Virginia, but there's a lot of really good insight in general about starting up your farm, saving your family farm, grass-fed beef, how not to lose a cow when you're taking it to the butcher. So, hope you enjoy.
Alright, well, I'm going to get started reading, so can you finish this video on your own?
Fine. Gaining Ground by Forrest Pritchard. Read it. It is fantastic. Emma wants to read it, so therefore you know it must be good. Signing off.
Bye!